Hey there, welcome back friends. Till now we have checked like couple of things related to a Spring Boot project. How to start a Spring Boot project, how to create a web application using Spring Boot, how to create a RESTful API using a Spring Boot project and things like that, which is a cool stuff, nice. But there are like couple of more things which we will discuss today before actually building a microservice. Now building a microservice seems to be a simple task, but there are like few things which we must remember and which we must follow when we create a good application. So we will build a good working nice microservice in our forthcoming videos, but first of all let us try to understand the background of a Spring Boot application. Now let me show you the pom.xml file real quick from this project, and in here if we check there are like multiple dependencies which are already added, and these dependencies are added when we were adding a Spring starter project now, which is cool. But in here there are like two trees. First tree is this parent and second one is dependency, and we will discuss about these two trees. Now in here if we check when it comes to org.springframework.boot, in here in the artifact id there is no version provided. Likewise when it comes to the starter tomcat, again there is no version provided. Now how come a Spring Boot application will know that which exact version of JARs it needs to use, right? Here comes the parent project into picture. So whenever we are making use of a parent project will specify the exact version of the JARs which needs to be used in our Maven project. So if I show you, here are the jar which are like imported in our project, and if I show you a couple of things like web MVC jar, the current version is 5.0.9, and if I convert the version from 2.0.5 to, for example, 1.0.0, then what happens is the jar version will be changed, that too drastically. So current version is 5.0.9, but if I try to update this Maven project, the jar version will be updated. Let me show you. Alright, so in here if I show you, it is building the workspace. It will take a couple of seconds. Here we go. So the version of the jars has been downgraded from 5 point some version to 4 point some version. So this is the impact of the parent project, right? So this is cool enough. This is nice that how the parent project specify the version of the jars used in the Maven project. Let me undo the changes and save the changes. Again, the jar versions will be reverted back to version 5.0.9. This is good stuff. Alright, this is cool. Now friends, when it comes to like building a project, there are like multiple ways which we have seen already, like adding a Maven project first of all, and then adding the dependency inside the pom.xml. Now this way of adding a Maven project and then executing the Maven project is something which we have already seen. The next way we have seen is making use of this option, Spring Starter project, which is available in our Spring Tool Suite. Again, using this particular way, what happens is we download a zip file from this particular URL. Now what exactly is this URL and what do we mean by this service URL? Let me copy this URL and let me open this URL on the web browser. Here we go. Now this is nothing but a URL for a yet another project of a Spring by the name of a Spring Initializer. Now this helps us to initialize a Spring Boot project. Now in here there are like couple of options. We can like generate a Gradle or a Maven project using couple of languages like Kotlin, Groovy and Java, and we can also choose the version of a Spring Boot which we can Bootstrap, which we can initialize. Then we can also provide group ID, artifact and things like that. There is a yet another view And if we switch to full view, there are like a couple of more things which we can do, like adding support of other dependencies and things like that. So this is good enough. And if we click on this generate project, what happens in the background is a file will get downloaded, and this is nothing but a Maven file with the default configuration in the pom.xml file already. Now here is the thing. If we would like to initialize the project, the only thing which we need to do is importing this particular file into our Eclipse, and we are good to go. Now when we select this option of Spring Starter project, in the background, in fact, the same step takes place. In here we can like add in the required stuff. We can give a name and things like that. For example, in here we can give the name as building a project. Take a note, in here we can like select couple of options. If I click on next, what happens is it asks us for the dependency. This is similar to asking the dependency on our website. So it is again asking the dependency what we need, similar to this particular web interface. And once we select the dependency and select the version of the Spring Boot and click on next, in the background what happens is again we are downloading a zip file. Here is the zip file, right? And this zip file would be imported into our workspace. Let me click on finish. So in the background the zip file would be downloaded, and indeed we have added a project into our workspace. So this is how we can build a Spring Boot application using different ways. Moreover, for example, if we wish to download a project, in here we have already downloaded these project, and then importing the project into workspace, again that is very simple. We can click on what we say file, import. Now in this window we have like multiple options. One of the option is general, and select this option of project from a folder or archive. Select this option, click on next, and click on this archive button. Select the archive file which you have downloaded from the website start.spring.io, and in here we will get couple of options, and the second option is for Maven, right? So we will select this Maven option where we will be adding this demo project, and we will click on finish. All right, so in here we can easily see that we were successful in adding this particular project into our Spring tool suite. So this is amazing how easily we are able to add in these projects. Now I will definitely delete these projects. We don't need that. Alright, so that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day and take care.